I'll be going with Selenium download. Assume there is one file. Okay, the file is Java. If I click on this, automatically it will be get downloaded. Correct? No.
Yeah.
Yes. Let me click on this. So what actually currently is going on? So automatically the file is being downloaded. So what is going on in the initial days? Okay, not right now in the previous one. So in the previous days, so whenever you click on any of the file, it is ask you, please select me the place where you want to download, whether you want to download to downloads or Windows or a document. Okay, a sudden pop-up will be displayed. How you are getting for a file upload? No, the same
Yeah.
way you are also getting for file download. But recently now they have made a changes. How when I click on download, automatically the file will be get downloaded to a default folder, nothing but download. Okay. But still I
Yeah.
want to see if it is opened or not. So that means then what I should do? If I press Control J, oh just a second. Uh, Once after downloading, if I press the Control J, let me click on one more time. Okay, after downloading, if I press Control J, oh, it is taking me for Gemini. Okay, for you guys, if you press Control J, it will take you for this is what file download. Okay, automatically the file download folder will be opened like this.
Oh, yeah.
Uh,
Yeah.
yeah, now it is opening. Automatically, it will open you the folder whether it
Yeah.
is downloaded or not. You can able to see whether the file is downloaded or not. Mainly to perform this action, I need keyboard functionalities. Which are those keyboard functionalities? Control and J. You know how to press Control and J. We have a keyboard functionality, a robot class, press Control, then release the control, or by
Yeah.
holding the only, you have to press J. Then you have to release both the keys, either Control as well as J. This is what file download help us to see whether the file is downloaded or not. Nowadays, what
Okay.
we are not getting that much. Okay, so in the previously we used to get a pop-up how we are getting for a file upload. No, same way we are
Yeah.
getting. Nowadays we are not getting. That is the point of why I'm not trusting towards this file download.
Okay. How do we validate that in real time testing when we do? If we click on download, it has to download, right? Like, how do you validate that it has the download button is working?
Download button is working.
Yeah, like when we do testing, we validate everything on the page, right? Like,
Yeah,
suppose then how
yeah, I
do
got
we
it. Got
validate
it.
the
So
download?
yeah, sometimes we cannot automate all the applications or all the functionalities. So basic and
Okay.
functionality done by manual itself. If it is oftenly downloaded by the customer, it is oftenly used by the customer means we can automate. But make sure if once it is working is fine. While it's downloaded, we can check it afterwards. No need to worry. But for
Okay.
me, the major thing is it should download. When I
Download.
click on
Okay.
it, download, and moreover, if I download, that folder is there, no, the file that is coming nothing but from a system. I can't open the file because it is already downloaded to my local system. Selenium will not support for local system. So we have
Yeah.
other information also to do that and all. But currently, Selenium does not support for the file which download and also upload. It does not take the
Okay.
Windows application. Got it?
Yeah, got it.
So so then let me go with a one more child browser pop-up. So what do you mean by child browser pop-up? Okay, let me take from here itself. I told you in the beginning, in a browser, can I have multiple tabs?
Yeah.
Can I have multiple tabs? One, two, three, four, while like can I have multiple tabs?
Yes.
Of course, I can have a multiple tabs. Okay. So you are in a one tab. Assume you are in a Nokri. I'll go with the Nokri. assume I'm in a Naukri tab. Okay. So what you did, assume you perform click action on one of the component. Okay, one of the element. Okay. So suddenly, can you able to see one more tab is opening?
Yeah.
Okay. Now you tell me. So manually, your control is on this page or this page. It is in which page? Manually, I'm not talking about automation.
Uh, in the previous page, in the current page, like in the tab page.
No, there are two tabs, correct? No. So
Yeah,
there
the
are two.
second one.
The first tab is job recruitment, job search. You can able to see the title also.
Yeah, yeah,
What title? And also there is a one more tab which says resume rating services, CV bio data now click fast forward. Okay, there are two tabs. Now manually, if I perform any action, suddenly it have a capability to switch the control. See, if I perform any action, automatically let me cancel it. When I perform some action on an element, see, currently manually my control is on the same page. That is nothing but main page. It is called it as main page. Okay. So soon
yeah,
after, if I perform any action on the web page, it will take me to one more tab.
yeah.
Now manually, yeah, if the old control is on here only, I can perform any action. Correct, right? I
Right.
can perform the contact or value plan, combo pack. I can do any action. Okay. The same thing I want you to understand. If I perform this action through the Selenium, don't think the control is automatically shifted from one tab to another tab. Okay. So I
Okay.
haven't told my Selenium that there is a one more tab you need to shift. My Selenium cannot understand or it does not know where to shift, what to shift, and how to perform the action. So all the things, the commands I have to give. So to do this, what I'll do, let me copy complete one. Get back to the page. Yes. So I'll be pasting this one. Okay. So now I want to perform one action. What is the action? I want to perform action on the services. Okay. So right click. Let me inspect. I'll catch hold of that element address. So where is the services? Here it comes. So where is services? Yes. So let me catch hold of the XPath. So how do you write the XPath for this?
Uh,
Uh-huh.
but then we cannot click when we use div, right? Can we?
Sorry.
If we use tech div, can we click?
Yeah, yeah. We can click, but we can't pass data.
Okay,
Okay.
okay,
Please understand when we have other tags, then input. Okay. We cannot pass data because input tags will take the inputs
yeah,
for
okay,
and all for mouse overing or to perform any other action, you can go with the other elements, other tags, no worries.
okay.
Okay. Let me capture this. So I'm getting the count as one. Instead of this, I will be going with first yes, and I'll be giving third option. Okay, just to open a one more window. Okay, let me.
Okay.
So is it opening the one more tab?
Yeah,
Okay, so now assume you want to fetch the title of the second page, then what to do? To fetch the title of the first page, we know how to fetch. Okay, so how do we fetch the first page title? If I directly write in
okay.
the next line, okay, driver dot get title,
Mm.
where I'll be writing get title. So you tell me which title will be get fetched,
The
which
main
page?
page title, actually.
Where just I'm writing title. Okay, so I'm fetching the title of the current tab. That means it is opening the two tabs. In the two
Yeah,
tabs, I'm fetching the current tab. Okay, so let me run it again. So there are two tabs. So it has performed click action on the services. Okay. So my Selenium is still assuming it is having only one tab. Okay. Manually
Yeah.
you are opening the two tabs, but my Selenium entire control is on where it is still on the first page. Okay. So what is
Yeah.
the confirmation that is still on the second page? Manually you can able to see your control is on second page. But okay. So
Yeah.
if I go to my Selenium script, yes, can you able to see what title it is getting fetched?
Main page title.
Okay, that title belongs to the first tab or second tab.
First tab.
First tab. Even though if you open the second tab, unless I tell to my Selenium, hey, there is a one more tab, then another tab. Okay, that is why I told in a browser you can open multiple tabs. Okay, so whichever the tab you want to shift, you have to tell to the Selenium, hey, please go to this tab, hey, please take this tab. You have to give the address of the tab. In the same way, in the entire web page there are so many elements. Why Selenium is only clicking on services? How do you get to know? How do you get to know? By getting the XPath of that element. That means the exact location of the element, so that my Selenium can able to locate the element and to perform the click action. Correct, right?
Yeah.
In the same way, in the browser, we can open multiple tabs. So how do I get to know, or how do I my Selenium will get to know? You have to pass, or you have to go to the exact to the second tab or a third tab. Okay. To perform this action, to find the address of the tab in my Selenium WebDriver. So how many methods are there in WebDriver? Overall 13 we have. Okay. In those 13, we have a one more method. If at all, if you remember this one, I told you the initial get. Do you remember
Uh,
window
window
handle?
and
Window handles. Okay, these are the two methods which help us to fetch the location. That means ID. Okay, each tab have a different ID. When you perform click, okay, that means when you open a new tab, a new ID will be created for that specific window. So based on that ID, my Selenium can able to switch the control. Okay, let me show you how it works. I'll take the get window. Okay, if I take the get window, so right now how many windows are there? I'll call it
um,
as parent ID. Okay, parent ID. This is the address of a parent ID. Parent ID in the sense what? This is
the
my
main
first,
page.
the main one. That is a parent. Okay, so I want to fetch other IDs also. Then what should I do?
Get
This
window
get
handles.
is used to, or it is have a capability to fetch the current browser address. Now I want other also. So what I'll do? I'll write get window and does. Can you able to see the return type of this one is set of string?
Yeah.
So in collection, set means what? List,
It
set,
does not.
also queue. We have a three major, correct? No. Set
Yeah.
means what? Set is also one of the collection type which help us to store the values. Okay, store the element, or you can say store the data in a unique way. Does it allow the duplicate? That will not
No.
allow the duplicate. Okay, that is the use of this set. When you are storing the get window handle address, that means ID or a tab address, it will not allow the duplicate. Okay, you cannot store the duplicate. So let me go with the
Okay.
get window handle, and I stored in a reference variable called all tab. Okay, whatever may be the IDs or browser address, all those will be get stored here. Okay, now what I'll do, I want to print the first one. So how I'll print? I'll write this out. Okay, PID. I'll write first PID.
Yeah.
Next, I want to print both the IDs. Then how do I print both the IDs?
Loop we have to. And
Yes, very good. Okay, I'll go with a loop for for each.
yeah.
Yeah, for it is very easy. Okay. So what I'll
Yeah.
do, I'll take one reference variable. You have to write always from right to left for each. Okay. I'll write
Yeah.
all ID. Okay. All ID, this is a element. Then I'll go with one small reference variable ID. For this ID,
String.
what will be the return type? Int string will be the return type. So I'll be going with open and close curly braces. Now I'll write out without ID. I'll write.
Yeah.
Okay. So how many IDs I'll get? I'll get two IDs. Okay.
Yeah.
Two IDs. First one will be a parent ID, and again it will get printed with the parent ID and well as child ID. Okay. So for as of now, let me comment out this one first. Yes. So let me run and we'll validate whether it is getting printed the same ID or not.
Okay.
Now the two tabs are open.
Yes.
Okay. So now I want to know whether it is get fetch the both the IDs or address of the tab. Okay. So can you able to see it has printed two IDs?
Yeah.
Okay. So now how do I get to know which IDs is which one? Correct now? So for
Right.
the simple, I'll add one small concatenation to PID. Just for validation for myself.
Okay. Is that the hexadecimal value of whatever?
Yes, it does not same. If I run the browser again it will be get changed.
Yeah.
Never
Okay.
be same as the previous.
Okay.
Let me close it. So now, can you able to see now?
Yeah.
It is getting set the title of the first one. Even though the two tabs are open, it is only fetching the first tab. And my get window handle and get window handles have a capability to fetch the address. See, first this
Okay.
get window handle is fetching the address. Okay. So the address says this is a PID. And also get window handles is also having the capability to fetch both. When it is getting fetched the both, you can able to see when I start printing the both the IDs, the first one will be the parent, correct? No, see the
Yeah.
first one will be parent and the second one will be the second, nothing but
Child.
child. Okay, you got it.
Yeah.
Now very
Yeah.
simple.
Got it. Yeah.
Right now I'm having a two tab. I haven't told my Selenium to switch the control. Switching the control means to give the control to the second tab, to switch the control to second. Then how do I switch? Which method I should use? When I'm teaching you alert and confirmation pop-up, if at all, if you remember, I told you
Switch.
whenever you want to hand over the control to someone, okay, in the web page, we use a very, very important called, okay. So what I'll do, very simple. I'll write driver dot switch to, okay, do you remember this switch to?
Yeah.
Yes. So I'll write switch to dot, we have something called window. So the last one which I told you is that is alert. Since
Alert.
there is a
Yeah.
alert, so I'm switching the control to alert pop-up. So right now it is not an alert, it is a window pop-up. I want to give the control to the next window, next tab. Okay.
Yeah.
So I have to call a one more called window. You can able to see string name or a handle. Okay.
Yeah.
So that the ID, okay, it is asking me, so please specify if at all there are multiple tabs or a single tab or a through two to three tabs. I don't know how many tabs you open. If Selenium is asking, I don't know how many tabs you open. So tell me for which tab I need to go. At a time, I can go to the only single tab. At a time, can I go to two to three tabs and perform action? Is that possible? No.
No.
Okay. Same way it is asking me. So you go to any of the tab. So to go on that, please specify me the address. That's it. Okay. So what I'll do, I'll specify PID. Currently, my already it is in which one? PID. Correct now.
Yeah.
Okay. So now I want to go with the ID. So you tell me if I specify ID. Okay. If I specify the ID, so how it will get work?
It will switch to one by one whatever IDs we have. And at
Let me
the end, whichever is the last one, the control will be on it. the driver will be on that.
Correct. Very good. So what I'll do, see, these two statement. Okay. Let me cut these two statements. Then I'll paste after switching the control to each one of that. Okay.
Yeah.
See, before that I haven't done any switching. Inside the loop only, first time it is having the address of parent and second one will be having the child. So soon after switching the controls, please fetch the title and also print the title. Okay. So let
Okay.
me do
Yeah.
give this one so that you will get to know how the control works, how it will
Yeah.
get the another one. Just give me 1 2 seconds. That is enough. Let's run. Somewhere I guess it is getting shifted to the second one. Can you able to see
Yeah.
it as printed both the titles?
Yeah.
The first one is something called a job recruitment and also a resume rating. This is second one, correct? No.
Yeah.
Now can I able to tell yes, it has shifted the control soon after I write this statement.
Right.
Okay, so that means this switch to help us to give the control to a specific one. This switch to you have to remember. Okay, whenever you want to give an access to someone from your current web page or from web page to alert pop-up or a window, you have to remember this one. This is the main method which help us to switch. Did you
Sure.
got it?
Okay. Yeah.
Okay. So now I'll add a small keyword here. Okay. So I'll write
Okay.
if. Okay. I want to
Mm.
close the current browser or a child browser. How do I close? There are two tabs open. No.
If
Tabs
yeah,
open.
that if it is not main window, then close it.
I'll write if PID. Okay. If PID dot equals. Okay. I'll
ID.
write equals ID. Which ID? There
ID.
are different IDs. Correct? No.
Yeah.
One is parent ID and also one child ID. So if this PID equal to ID,
Yeah.
I'll
Then that
tell
should not be closed.
driver dot close. Now you tell me if I use close, what will happen, or if I use quit, what will happen?
Close will close the current tab wherever the driver
Mhm.
object is. Quit will entirely quit, like close all the windows present on that particular window.
Very good. That is the difference between close and quit. Close is used to close a single tab or a current tab. Quit is used to shut down the complete browser.
But then here the main window is closed, right?
Right
The
now, the
parent.
main window will be get closed.
Okay.
Okay. Can you able to
Yeah.
see? Is
Yeah,
it
I closed.
no? Okay. Automatically, it has closed the main window. See, I
Yeah.
am having only one window. Did you understood how to switch the
Yeah,
control?
understood. Yeah.
Okay. Main part of when these come into picture is whenever you use any e-commerce domain or some any other application. Okay. You are choosing some application. Automatically, that will be opened in a new tab. Have you come across this one? I'll give a small example if you do not
Okay.
understand.
Yeah.
I'll go with one. We are all familiar with Amazon and all, no?
Yeah.
You go with an Amazon. Okay, I'm telling you real time where you will encounter this one.
Okay.
Okay, assume I'm searching for one mobile phone. Okay, so I'm like just looking for a one mobile. So you tell me, see, when I click on to this element, still it is in the same page, correct, right?
Yeah.
Now look at, oh shit. Uh, 1 second. We'll go with one more. Now, can you able to see initially where am I? I'm in a multiple product, correct? No.
Yeah.
Okay. So you can just have a look. So I'm currently in a page which consists of multiple product. Okay, these are some gaming. I just take randomly. So there are multiple products. So when you
Yeah.
specifically click on to any one of the product, you tell me, is it opening in a new tab?
Yes.
Okay, so this is how you have to shift the control from one tab to another tab to perform further action. If you want to add to cart, buy a cart, or you want to check out, if you want to do any other operation, you have to shift the control to one to another. This is where
Yeah.
the real switch to comes.
Okay. Yeah. Got it. Yeah.
So, so do you have any doubt?
No, I'm good.
Oh, very. So then what I'll do, I'll go with one more call. So have you come across something called DDT, data driven testing? Okay, one of the most important one.
Yeah, I heard it, but I mean, I don't know much about that.
Very
It's
simple.
using Excel?
Yes, very good. Okay, the same answer. So what is the use of this Excel? What is the use of DDT? DDT stand for data driven testing. The name itself says data driven. Okay, data driven means what? You are fetching the data from any of the source. Okay, so in that source, so I'll go with the Excel. Okay, so Excel is what type of application? Is it a standalone or a web application?
Standalone?
Standalone, correct? No. So
Yeah.
now, same way, Selenium will support standalone application.
No.
No, it does not support for standalone application. Then how to interact with the standalone application?
Third party tools?
Third party tools, very good. So in my Selenium also, browser is also what type of application? It is also a standalone application. Okay. So how we are interacting with the browser right now? We are
Yeah.
interacting with a browser with the help of called one API. Okay, each browser is having a different API file. If I want to interact with the Chrome browser, I'll go with the Chrome driver.exe. Firefox means gecko.exe. Correct? No, gecko
Yeah.
driver.exe. Same way, we have a third party tools, third party APIs, which help us to interact with the Apache PY. That is one of the API which help me to connect to the Excel. Okay, so let me go and capture Apache PY. So how do we get? In the first class, I told you there is something called Maven repository. So this is a
Yeah.
central repository whenever you go with the Maven project, okay, where you can able to get all the plugins and also libraries. Well, let me go with the Maven repository. So please search Apache POA. Okay, this is one API file which help us to connect to the Excel sheet. All
Mm.
Microsoft, not only for Excel, all kind of Microsoft.
Okay.
You can able to see multiple options. Okay,
Yeah.
Apache PY common, Apache PY based on. There are so many are there. You can go with Scratchpad. Where you can see the. Okay. Let me go with yeah, Scratchpad. You can able to see. Can you able to see Apache PY Scratchpad? Okay, Apache PY Java API access to Microsoft all formats of all the file.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
you can check the this one. You can go with the latest. These are all vulnerabilities. Okay, don't take the vulnerability. I don't suggest you to take the vulnerabilities. Apart from
Okay.
that, there are 68 users, which is most commonly used by the user 68. I'll go with the 5.2.2.
Okay.
Okay, so once you scroll down, you can able to see dependency. So dependency is a plural. So let me copy this. Okay, so let me get back to the my Eclipse.
Pom.x.
Okay, go to the pom.xml. Inside the pom.xml, I need to paste. Okay, you only have to tell me how to where to paste. See, there is something
In
dependency.
dependencies.
Here also dependencies. Okay, inside the
Yeah.
dependency, I need to paste. I'll be pasting dependencies. Are you able to see?
Yeah.
Now just do one save, or you can do something called control F for updating. Both are fine. If you press control F, automatically it will be get saved, or you can go with update. Automatically see the updating the Maven project. It will install all the essential files for this dependency.
Oh,
Okay. So now what I'll
okay.
do, let's go with the framework. So let me create one small package called DDT. Okay, inside this, let me take one more class. I'll call data fetch. Let me go with the main method. Okay. So assume you are having one main method and you have to fetch the data from the Excel. Okay. How do we fetch the data from the Excel? Now to fetch the data from Excel, I should have one Excel, correct? No. So let me go with the one small Excel. Let me take one new one blank sheet. So here I'll be pasting simple. I'll go with one Selenium. Assume this is one data. Okay, username and password. I'll take
Okay.
ABC123, and here also username and password also you can take, or first name and last name you can take, whichever you comfortable you can take. Okay, just for I'll go with API, and I'll take one admin 1 2 3 4. Okay, just for name check I'm taking. Let me save this one. I'll go with to my local disk only, and you can copy from there to your Eclipse also. Eclipse also provide you to store the data.
Okay.
I'll with the desktop, and let me go with the test. Assume I'll give the name as test data, or two. I'll give test data 2, and I'll
Okay.
save it in my desktop. Okay. So where do I get this one? Oh, can you able to see I got a data 2?
Yeah.
Okay, so if you want to stay this one here only, mean let it be. Okay, you can also utilize the Eclipse for storing also. You can create one separate folder and you can put it here also. Okay, let me
Okay.
show you that one also. New, create one file. Okay, folder, sorry, folder, and name it as Excel, and copy paste how you did for these two. Okay, that is also
Okay.
work for. No worries, you can store
Okay.
there. Here both are fine. Okay. So now
Okay.
I want to fetch the data from Excel. Then how do I fetch? What are the things I have to write? Very simple code. Okay. There are 5 simple steps to fetch the data from the Excel. So how do we fetch? So now you tell me. Assume you want to read one book. Okay. Just I'm giving a random example to make you understand how exactly we connect Excel. Okay. Assume you
Okay.
are willing to read a one book. So what is your approach? You have to go to a nearby shop and you have to look for a one book. Correct? No, assume whatever may be
Yeah.
the book. You have to look for any one of the shop and you will buy a book. After buying the book, you should open the book. Correct? No, to read that book.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
The same here also. I have to tell my Selenium the exact location of the Excel sheet to open. Okay. To do that, I have something called file input stream. Okay, it is from Java. Can you able to see java.io?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. I'll go with file input. I'll write it as FIL is equal to new. file input stream. Okay, so it is taking a constructor, it is taking something called file. That means is a
Yeah.
parameter. It is specifying, it is telling to please specify the path address. Okay, so within double
Okay.
quote, I'll be able to specify the path. How do we set the path? Hold shift, do one right click, hold shift and do right click, that is also fine. Or you can directly go with the right click, that is also works. Can you able to see copy as a path?
Yeah.
Okay, just copy as a path, get back to the Eclipse, then paste that complete path. Since it is automatically taking double quote, let me remove the two double quotes. One double quote is enough for me. Okay. Now, can you able to see it is showing you one exception?
Yeah.
Yes. So what is that exception? One second.
File not found.
Yes. So since we are handling the files, automatically it will throw an exception called C. If I just mouse over, it will add you to throw. Okay. File not found exception. Can you able to see file not found
Yeah.
exception? Do
Yeah.
any small mistake from here, it has to throw an exception for me, that is file not found exception. Are you getting my point?
Yes. Yes.
So this is the first where FIS, okay, this is a reference variable holding the address of the Excel sheet. Okay, so I got the address of the Excel sheet. Now, what is the second one? I have to open the Excel sheet. So how do I open the Excel sheet? This is, I'll call it as step number 1. Okay,
Okay.
second one will be step number 2 to open the Excel sheet. So how do I open the Excel sheet? There is a one class, okay, workbook factory. Can you able to see workbook factory? Now your Apache POI, the third party application will come into picture. Can you able to see this is coming from org.apache.poiss user model? That is also
Yeah.
one of the package. This class is coming from there. Okay. So now dot, there is a method called create. Can you able to see create?
Yeah.
Okay. So we have same name with a different argument. Okay. This is example for method overloading or writing.
Overloading.
Same name with a different argument. So I'll be calling create and I'll pass FIS, which help me to open the Excel sheet. Okay, workbook factory dot create will help me to open the Excel sheet. Which Excel sheet? Already have the address. Sir, no, sir, I don't want to do this. You can also directly write this one from here to here. You can directly pass. That is also
Yeah.
fine. For your understanding, I'm just expanding the steps. Are you getting?
Yeah, I got it.
Okay. So I'll add one more throw declaration, that is for encrypted documentation. When you are trying to open anything, so it will throw. If you are not able to open that, then you can able to see encrypted documentation. So encrypted means what? Some Excel sheets may have some password or some details. Okay, so you cannot open that. Okay,
Yeah.
in
Okay.
those cases you can go with this. So I'll
What
be
is the difference between this workbook factory and XSF SF workbook?
uh SSF and workbook are both and the same. Okay, so it also help you to open the workbook factory, and also we have a one advanced one, SSF and one XSF. I don't know the exact word, but both will help you to open the Excel sheets only.
Okay. Okay.
Okay, you can also open with workbook factory, and you can go with one more. So we have two options, not only from workbook factory, we also have one more. I'll tell you that one. Okay, don't worry, I'll tell you one more
Okay.
way of opening the Excel sheet. Okay, so
Okay.
I'll
Yeah.
be storing for reference variable simply called book. The return type will be workbook only. Okay, I'm just storing, I'm
Okay.
making the steps one after the another. Okay, for understanding
Mm.
purpose, I'll go with the step number 3. What is step number 3? You tell me, after opening the Excel sheet, assume this is your Excel sheet. Do you think only I'm having one sheet?
No, we can have many.
We can have many sheets. Correct now, 1, 2, 3, like that. We
Yeah.
can have many sheets. So After opening the Excel sheet, so after opening the book, you have to specify on which book, okay, which page you are start reading. Okay, you are start opening to read. So in the
Yeah.
same way, also, I have to specify to my Selenium on which page you are fetching the data. Okay, so I'm holding the address of the book which is already open. Then I'll call book dot get sheet. Can you able to see get sheet?
Yeah.
Okay, it is asking you something.
Sheet name.
Sheet name. Okay, so what is the sheet name here? What is sheet name over here?
Sheet 1.
One. Okay, just I'll pass sheet one. Then I'll wind up. You can write it over here only, one after another, or you can store and you can pass. That is also fine. For understanding, I'm writing one after another. That's it. Okay. Within two lines, you
Okay.
can write all the things. I'll write step number 4. Then what is that? After opening the Excel sheet, can you able to see there are n number of rows and columns?
Yeah.
Okay. See, if I go to the last tab, this is the last tab. Okay,
Yeah.
towards this is the last one. And if I come back, this is the dead end. Okay, these are the multiple rows and columns. So how do I get to know? So on which tab you have to fetch? So how to tell my Selenium? This is what the first row and second row and the first column, second column. Okay. So please remember, Selenium does not know what is A, B, C, D, and okay, this is row 1, 2, 3. It always considered as indexing. Indexing start with a 0. Okay. So if I specify get row means the indexing will become 0. This one indexing will become what? 0. The A become 0.
0.
Okay, when it comes to cell, I'll tell you how it works. So what I'll do, I'll go with a sheet. Okay, sheet can able
Yeah.
to see dot. I'll tell first get row. So I'm telling you to select the row on which row you are fetching the data. I'll tell zeroth row. Okay, so on the
Yeah.
zeroth row, you want to fetch any cell? Yes, I'll tell get cell. Can you able to see get cell?
Yeah.
Okay, I'll specify get cell. Then after specifying, this is zeroth row and zeroth cell. Okay, so which one you want to specify? You want to fetch Selenium I need to fetch. Okay, I'll
Yeah.
specify get row, get cell. At last, what you want to do? I'll go with get. There are multiple methods to fetch. Can you able to see get string cell value?
Yeah.
Okay, get string cell value and get numeric uh, numeric cell value.
Numeric symbol. Yeah.
Okay, and also we have something called toString. Can you able to use toString?
Yeah.
Okay, it is also method to use to fetch the data. Okay, we have different methods. So I'll call get toString and I'll store it in a reference variable called value. Then at the last, I'll print value. Okay, so let me run. Oh, some exceptions are there. I think this version cannot be imported for me. Fine. Let this is not comfortable for my Eclipse. Yeah, workbook factory is not. Oh, okay, you haven't provided a form protection class with the provided. Okay, fine, no worries. See, I told you no, HSM workbook factory. It is also one of the class which helped me to open.
Okay.
Okay, me go with one of my older one. So that current version which I'm using now, the form.xml library, that is not
Mm.
supported for right now for me. Okay, so I need to go with a different version. So let me check
Okay.
whether I'm using any other version which is compared. Yes, I have 4.121. Let me catch hold of this one. Yeah, I'm using 5 points. So let me replace this one. 4 point. So let me update. Yes, it's I think good to go. Now, can you able to see, is it fetching Selenium?
Yeah,
Okay. So this is how exactly it works. Okay. You are fetching the data. Did you?
I have one doubt here. Like suppose if we have so much data and we have to fetch a particular cell data, then we have to keep counting the rows and then we have to fetch, right? Like it
Yes,
becomes
you have
more
to.
like hard coded.
Yes, but for that, what you have to do means you have to go with the looping statement. At a time, you can fetch only the one.
Okay.
Okay. At a time, you can fetch only the one, not multiple.
Okay.
Okay. At a time, you can fetch only, and also you can do this one as a generic one. How to do this as generic? So it's completely and hard coded, correct? No, I'm using the main
Yeah.
method, and so I'm passing everything here itself, correct? No.
Yeah.
So this is
Yeah.
not the proper way to use. Okay, in a framework, so we use something called generic. Okay, utilities. I make this complete script as a generic where I am passing only the sheet name and row and cell. That's it. Okay,
Oh.
I'll not specify anything extra. Everything will be passed in the previous. Okay, in the back end. Okay,
Okay,
just
so it's like you're writing the entire code somewhere else. Then I
yes.
will have to, if I, like, I just have to pass, to call that method, passing the sheet name or the row name, right?
Yeah, that's it. Okay, let just give me a
Okay.
minute. I'll show you one uh which already
Yeah, that would be great.
yes, yes. I'm generic utility for so get the data perfect filter or somewhere I written those things, but currently I'm not able to get where I have written. Okay. Okay. Yeah, can you able to see this one?
Oh, yeah. Okay.
So what we have did is, see, just I'm taking one method. Okay, class
Mm,
name is as a orange. That is one framework. I told you know at the last I'll tell
mm.
you how the framework
Yeah,
looks like. Okay,
right.
so in the framework, what we are writing, we are not hard coding any data. Each and everything will be kept separately. Just we are calling the class name dot method name, or just we are calling the method name. That's it. Okay, so I have
Okay.
created one class that is called orange ddt. That means whenever you want to fetch the data from orange hrm, or you want to fetch the data from excel. Okay,
Yeah,
so I created one method public static string ddt. Okay, so or you can give it as fetch data from whatever name you are comfortable, you can give.
yeah.
Okay, and you are returning the data, so the return type will be a string, and you are passing the parameters as string, sheet, int, row. These are the three
Okay.
parameters that you have to pass. Okay, you can either go with a throw declaration or you can go with a try catch. Both are fine, but make sure you are using a try catch. You have to use
Yeah,
a try catch only when you are using the generic. So make sure you are using a try catch, because the
sure.
exception will be handled then and there only. It will not carry forward to the next class. When you call this complete method, again you need to add a throw declaration. Okay. When
Yeah,
you use try
yeah.
catch, you need not to use. Okay. So
Yeah,
see the
got
same
it.
thing I utilize here also. And I'm
Okay.
returning the value. I don't want to utilize the value that I am fetched from the Excel. So I'm just returning to the my main method. Wherever I do
Okay.
call now, so there I'm just returning.
Yeah, got it.
Okay, this is what for generic one. Still, I can simplify this one for understand better understanding. I just make it up a overview. That's it.
Okay. Okay. So in real time, we use this way, right?
Yeah, most of the time, most of the companies they use for real time this one only. Okay, they made
Okay.
everything as a generic one. Just call class name dot method name. That's it. Did
Yeah,
you got
got
my
it.
point?
Yeah. Yeah, got it. Got it. Thank you.
Oh, so let me know if you have any doubt, or else I'll wrap up the session.
Yeah, I'm good for now. No doubts.